All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns, done in my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the people below me are the people that have been trying to figure out for a week what they're going to do about the massive beholder spawning monstrosity in front of them.
Cruxney,
Yeah.
no. Cruxney, no. No.
But
Cruxney,
if I
no.
touch it,
Down. Down,
No.
Cruxney.
I'm doing it. It's happening.
No,
Oh my God.
no.
She can't.
announcements. The new G.I. Joe RPG book was released like yesterday, I think. It was the 5th. Whatever day. Dates are hard, folks. So are numbers. But it was released on Tuesday, which I think is yesterday. And
Yes, because we're playing and we play on Wednesdays.
yay!
It's the only way I know days.
It's called the
How
Cobra
many days
Codex. It's called the Cobra Codex. Lets you play as Cobra characters, and it's remarkably good. It deals with one of the biggest issues most parties have if they're playing a quote unquote evil campaign, which is if you are playing a quote unquote evil character. That doesn't mean, ooh, I'm the bad guy and I go do the bad things, because bad things are what bad guys do. That's why most evil campaigns implode. No, evil aligned characters are generally just very self-motivated. They're going to do what's best for them, which sometimes involves doing what's good for other people, because having other people on your side is good for you. But yeah, they have a really interesting section where they just kind of talk about some of the things that could cause someone to join the bad guys and how to create evil campaigns where you just don't feel like horrible the entire time because you're committing atrocities. Yeah, it's a cool book, and they add like cybernetic enhancements and biological genetic manipulation stuff that you could add to your characters and shields. It's cool. You should check it out. I made a 2-hour long review about it. Also, they have some layout problems in there that are epic. And I spend like 20 minutes of this 2-hour long video saying, if you guys hadn't have done this, this would be an awesome book. But because you guys did it, I had to read it 6 times to be able to understand how it worked. And
And we
now
had the
you're
same-
going
we
to
had-
hear about it.
We had that same problem with Power Rangers.
Yeah, the people that create the Essence 20 games, the game designers themselves are really brilliant. Whoever their layout editors are, not so much. They continually just kind of make mistakes about stuff and make things very, very difficult to understand. So, yeah. And I'm sure everyone that over there that works, because one of the designers watches my YouTube channel. So I always mention, like, by the way, if anyone's watching, we really do love your stuff, and you're more than welcome to send me stuff for free, please. But other than that, it's a cool book. I'm happy with it. If it was easier to read, I'd be more happy with it, but it's cool. I made a video about it. And there's 2 more books that launch this month, and another one that launches, I think, next month or the month after. And there's a new D&D book that launches in a few, I think, next week. So, yeah, lots of RPG stuff going on. Being an RPG YouTuber is so hard. Anyway, anything else happening right now? Hopefully on Saturday we'll actually play Tears of the Realms instead of building characters. We did have fun. Shax was with me last time. We had lots of fun creating
It was
Lottie.
a lot of fun. Yep.
And then we created Chic Chic,
Chic chic.
which is a Sheikah owned Walmart conglomerate, basically. We created
No,
Sheikah
not
Shopco.
Walmart, Target. It's a little bit
It's
better.
Target,
than
yes,
that.
Target.
Target.
I actually kind of like Sheikah Shopco. So, for anyone that doesn't know, Shopco is like a Walmart knockoff. Walmart wannabe. Anyway, so yeah, check us out there. I have fun doing it. Shax is polite enough to pretend she's having fun as well. So,
Oh, that's not true. It's never pretend.
And yeah. Oh, and PAX was this past weekend, and lots of cool things happened there. And there are lots of pictures online, so that my fear of missing out can just completely encapsulate itself inside me. Zelda Universe had a cool panel that they did about Tears of the Kingdom that was full of spoilers, so that was cool. Yeah. I don't think anything else major is going on right now, is there? I mean, there are major things going on, like yeah. I mean, the world bad things keep happening in the world, and
Yep.
but none of those affect our D&D game currently, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Good things keep happening too. You forget about that. Good things happen too.
Yes, they do. A friend of mine got a puppy. That's a good thing.
Yep.
So you guys want to play some...
Fortunately, the puppy's name was Stalin.
It was
Oh,
weird,
no.
you know? I had somebody, because I talked about, anyone that doesn't know the name Kevin MacLeod, he is a composer that composes under the name Income Tech. And you may be familiar with that name because they're a huge supporter of Creative Commons. And if you edit on YouTube at all, half of the free music you can use on YouTube is Income Tech stuff. And he has like thousands of songs that he's written. He's a really, really cool guy. I found out I am 1 degree separated from him because my friend DK, who is from Green Bay in Wisconsin here, used to be in an improv troupe with Kevin MacLeod, who would provide music for when they would do things like have you ever seen Whose Land Is Anyway, where they sing like hoedowns and stuff like that? Laura Hall is their musician. Well, Kevin MacLeod was my friend's musician, so I am 1 degree separated from Kevin MacLeod, and he apparently lives in my state. So I thought that was really cool. And then one of the comments on one of my videos is like, yeah, I'm like 4 degrees separated from like Stalin and 5 degrees separated from Hitler. I'm like, wow, those are weird things to connect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of degrees of separation, I could think of like, the Bee Gees or, Kevin Bacon. Not fascist dictators. So I found out something new. I'm not going to look into how many degrees separated I am from them.
Please don't.
My relatives are from Poland and are Jewish, so any connection we have there is probably going to be an unpleasant one. So, yeah, you guys want to play some Dungeons and or Dragons?
Yes.
And Beholders, apparently.
And yeah.
Oh, God.
About that. So, I think it's time for us to return to Traversing the Veil. It's a fucking beholder dragon. Okay, so
Son of a bitch.
our last session, you guys basically were kind of exploring this area. You found a bunch of crossbow bolts with something on them that seems to explode on contact. You found a room that had a single rune lit up and then a bunch of stuff on a bunch of counters. And you found another room that had a giant fan in it. And then, right as we were getting ready to go, you watched as one of the kind of bulbous masses on this giant dragon, draconic beholder monstrosity thing burst out of the creature, and what seemed to be a fully grown beholder came out and went to join the possibly hundreds more beholders that have been kind of flying above, far enough away that you couldn't really recognize what they were. So that's where we were, and that's where we come back in. So the beholder has just come out. What do you guys want to do?
First of all, I think it's that reaction from, I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Slither. There's that the really gross monstrosity thing just happens, and there's like, and Nathan Fillion just goes, huh. We see what that thing just like when Dr. Pimple Popper Beholder happened, and the
Uh-huh.
went up. I'm
Did you
like,
have to put it that way?
there's no other way to put like a thing.
Uh,
Beholder came into being. Like Smeg was just like,
So that's a thing.
and basically I think Smegwig's right now. He's like Egon Spangler's like, I'm sorry, I'm just so terrified right now beyond all reason. I can't operate right now.
Yeah, that is an entire lipoma.
He just watches the Beholder just float up with all the hundreds up top.
That all need to be poked.
No.
What?
I'm gonna lie down. I'm gonna lie down right here. I'm gonna sleep right here.
Cruxney. No.
Let her
Yeah.
let her touch it. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Not you too.
I don't care.
We're all gonna
I
die.
don't fucking care.
Well, I mean, we can go back out through the door that's still open and
Just-
forcibly close it
And
and
sit
pretend
in
this
a
never
closed
happened.
room.
And the other door won't open because of the vacuum environmental seal bullshit.
Yes, but we can still find a way. It's not dealing with
Touch the dragon. Touching the dragon.
now.
Buddy girl is so starved for human contact. She's like, "It's dragon. He wants to cuddle."
she
Yeah.
She thinks that she's being held in her eyes arms.
Everyone, keep your hand out if you want to touch the dragon.
No.
We're doing it.
You can have me.
Nobody raised their
instead.
hand, so like,
We can touch it with fire. My hands are raised. I'm holding you up.
It's just
So
All this
that-
time I thought you were doing like a full Nelson
Oh,
to
God.
Cruxney.
Is there lemming in your family? Is there like any like part bunny people and there's like lemming people too? Ye gods. Okay. So Smegwig's gonna like after he's done just looking at God knows
the
now that
death
he
of
realizes
feeling.
what's the speckling way up is all those just that they're just all beholders. Sweet. Alright, cool. Well, we've officially fucked around and found out, and I don't think we're done finding out yet.
Oh no, I think we are definitely done finding out. I think our focus should be trying to find a way out of this room.
Oh, I would love to, but apparently we can't find a way yet because we have to figure out the environmental bullshit.
How
So,
about we find a way to stop that fan? And then find some way to go up. We have climbing gear.
Yeah, but how are we gonna avoid all the beholders?
That was in a room that we were in.
I'm
Oh.
concerned we're gonna let them out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is another valid concern.
We're already framed
How
with
much of a concern
BS
is
that
it?
we didn't
Just
do.
saying.
We shouldn't be framed. We shouldn't be
They are
booked for this.
They are all currently constrained, like within that beam of light within this ring.
I know.
So they
Push them all
have.
through the fan. Only like 5 will get through. Cut them all into pieces.
No, Cruxney. The point is, we want 0 to go through.
yeah.
No, not eh.
If they all leave this room, we'll be fine. We'll just live here. I call dibs near the dragon.
So, Jody, after seeing that horrendous thing
Mhm.
of the beholder coming in and then like not, I don't know if it registered that we were there or not, and then it just decided to fly up.
As far as you can tell, when it came out, it was technically looking in your direction, just because it was facing you. But
Yeah.
it seemed to not even register your presence. As soon as its eye stalks opened up, they looked around a little bit. Its center eye opened up. And as soon as the center eye opened up, you guys all felt this kind of strange stillness around you. It blinked a few times, and then it kind of just immediately went and looked up to where the other beholders were and just started going up there.
Something to
Wait,
up there, yeah.
So we got a dragon that doesn't care about us, and beholders don't care about us.
I was gonna ask. So now that we've seen this thing bubble out of
You're
the
welcome.
dragon, can we? So is the dragon actually breathing, or does it look like it's part of that
The dragon itself,
Bubbling.
as far as you can tell, still seems to be breathing. Like you can still see its chest rising. It's breathing extremely slowly. Like this is almost beyond deep sleep. And as you guys kind of look, you guys can see the kind of wound where the beholder came out has already started to kind of heal itself.
Ew.
And now it simply kind of looks like a pockmark you might get from like scratching a chicken pox or something.
So, like, so the beholder's not just, like, parasitically feeding on the dragon?
As far as you tell, the dragon thing, it has the body of a dragon and the head of a beholder. And the beholder head is 100% attached. It doesn't look like it's some sort of like a beholder took over a dragon. Like it looks like one complete creature, as far as you can tell.
Yeah,
Again,
there goes my theory.
Even being pretty far away, it's so large that you can, even from this distance, you can get a pretty good look at it.
So
Do we see any more doors?
There's quite a few of them. Again, this is a massive, massive room. And there's generally a door every anywhere from every 1,000 to 3,000 feet. There's going to be a door. They're irregular in their spacing, but
Right.
it's a big room.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, since we know that there's something in the air, because we started to feel woozy and there was a giant fans, we're trying to leave that door open with the fans, and if there's other fans we can clear out whatever's keeping this thing asleep. But that was only if it actually looked like it had been taken over by a beholder and not made into one. So I'd rather not so yeah.
So, question. So I've been waiting for this question for a while. What does Smegwick know about beholders?
Make me an Arcana check.
Thank you.
Yeah, should
And
I?
anyone else that wants to do it, I'll say Owie, because you were technically still in school until fairly recent. I'll give you advantage on it.
Okay.
Smegwick, yours would be just purely from experience. Because you didn't
Stories, whatever.
Yeah, you didn't go to school, so yours is just going to be a flat roll.
21.
21.
Damn,
Wait.
both of you. And then Arai, did you want to? I would say yours would be a flat roll as well if you wanted to, Arai. 21's fine. Cool. So, one of so beholders in and of themselves are exceedingly rare. They are significantly more common in stories and legends and things like that.
Along with dragons.
Yeah, along with dragons. Dragons are a little bit different in the idea that everyone is 100% aware that dragons exist because of Isengard. They use dragons and they've domesticated them.
Yeah.
Beholders, as much as there are a few people that are 100% certain, yes, beholders definitely exist, there's a large portion of the population that thinks they're effectively the boogeyman. Because these strange, tyrannical, xenophobic, floating eyeballs with mouths just seems like a tall tale. And the just strange amount of abilities they have and how dangerous they are seems weird. As
Canonically in your world, so I want to know how they are, the D&D lore of how they are birthed into reality. How does your beholders work?
As far as you guys are aware, the kind of legends behind beholders is nobody knows where they come from. They just sometimes appear. There have been theories that they come from a plane of existence outside of the kind of regular cosmology. There are some theories that they are created by kind of mad scientists that eventually messed with the wrong kinds of magic because of their very, very strong magic affinity. But yeah, nobody actually knows where they could come from.
And this thing is producing asexually.
As far as you guys can tell, yeah.
And do we also know that, like I think you just referred, they're pretty aggressive towards one another in the stories, right?
As far as you guys are aware, the stories describe singular beholders, not groups of them. They're not described in groups, they're not described in pairs, they are described singularly. And as a singular force, they can destroy cities. Like they're unbelievably dangerous. And you're not 100% certain how much of the information you know is true or part of that legend. You guys have just experienced the anti-magic cone that comes from their center eye, so you can be pretty certain that if they're looking at you, no magic will work. You've heard that their eye stalks can shoot various beams that do... You've heard everything from like disintegration, petrification, telekinesis, stuff like that, all the way through the ability to transform other people into beholders, the ability to instantly turn people into zombies.
Or become zombies themselves.
Yeah, like there's so many different kind of descriptions of the powers, and some of them become extremely fantastical. But the kind of through story that both of you would have heard in different ways, like Aoi, you would have found out in it probably in some kind of like legendary threats class, where they talk more kind of like how current law students and quite a few other fields actually, because I used to read case studies in business school. We'll read what are called case studies, which is basically you read a lawsuit that happened and then you learn something from it. And that's effectively what these legendary creatures were. That class was basically looking at a bunch of case studies of this legend talks about beating this type of creature this way, and this is what lessons we can learn about that, and these are the tactics we can learn. And so those are the kind of things that you learned. Probably the thing that you were imposed upon the most was the idea of blind the center eye.
Yeah.
Because with you being an Eldritch Knight, being without your magic, you can still do a lot. It's still not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you guys know. And again, everything else. It's been so long since anyone has seen a beholder, that you guys have no idea what is true and what is not. Thank you, phone. So that being said,
Oh god.
what do you guys want to do?
Burn it.
Well, it's still
Light it on fire.
And no, you cannot have a gazer as a pet. For anyone wondering, a gazer is a mini beholder with only 4 eye stalks.
little beholder.
What if it's tame? You don't know.
It's a beholder.
Only one way to find out. One way to find out. You said they do awesome things, so let's find out.
Fine, go for it.
See you later, guys.
I've been thinking about starting a new campaign anyway, so...
I enter one of the rooms, and just to be on the safe side, I also activate second level invisibility on myself.
So
Twilight takes the beholder.
Reggie has just blinked out of existence.
Well,
And you just hear me muttering like, I do not want to deal with this. I feel like I'm the only sane one here. But no, one of them has to touch the dragon. My voice gets quieter and quieter as I then enter one of the rooms.
Oh god.
Not only
You
that,
do
but
know
you
that-
slam the door behind you.
You do know that whether they're intending to look for you or not, the cone hits you, your visibility goes away.
That's why I'm putting a wall between me and them.
Then what's the point of you being invisible? Oh, God.
Really like that. That is amazing logic.
Did anyone have a water spritzer for Crexy?
Mini-me, no! No, off Mini-me!
One, that's tabaxi. Two, that's incredibly racist.
Sorry.
Is it because I'm a rabbit? Let's go. Come on, guys. What are we doing? Either I'm touching this dragon or you're going to find a way out of here. Those are your two
It's
options.
in a containment cell. You're probably not going to be able to, or maybe it's probably going to burn you trying to touch it.
There's only one way to find out.
Why do you have a death wish?
Yeah,
I don't.
why?
You guys just don't know. You guys
Yeah.
are saying it's a bad guy. You don't even know. It could be a good guy and just want to get free and then be everybody's friend and buy them all candy apples or something. Like, you don't know.
Yeah, if it was a metallic dragon, that's one thing, but this is a chromatic.
Just saying.
If this is a dragon from down below, this is actually a problem.
That would be even
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
I don't. Everything else you guys have found beneath the veil has been cuddly and friendly. So I don't know what you're talking about.
The air has been refreshing and
I mean, that giant dragon serpent thing that you guys found, it tried to give the ship a hug.
See? Friends.
I feel like
We
Well,
don't
we
see no dead beholders or anything on the ground, do we?
You don't, remarkably enough. You also don't see any indication of waste. You know, you don't see and
Yeah.
not just like excrement or anything like that, but you don't see piles of bones from creatures that they've eaten or discarded plant matter or anything. You see nothing that would indicate that these beholders are eating anything.
yeah.
Oh, they're starving. I'm out of here. Let's go, guys.
Fine, Touch of the Dragon, but Hunger Dragon? Screw this.
Yeah.
I like food too much.
Yeah.
They can't have none of mine. Let's go.
Yeah, and I have a feeling this guy is omnivorous.
All right, guys. Want to try to open doors? You want to go through the fan door? Do you want to touch the dragon? I'm down for all of them at this point.
We are
Also,
not touching the dragon.
since we're not noticed at this point, we might as well see what's in the other doors because there could be something that's useful to us.
Okay.
We're not done opening all the doors.
No,
No.
that's what
We've
I
only
asked
opened
already.
like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
There's a lot of doors.
thus far you've been to 2, and again,
Yeah.
because this room is miles across,
jeez.
to actually go and open every single door, because each one you guys have to cut through, you're talking about weeks worth of work, if not months, to be able
We
to
don't
get
have that
through
kind of
this.
time. We don't have that kind of time.
No.
The island could come down. We don't. have
Okay,
that
so
kind of
do you
time.
want to go try to get the door open that we couldn't get open, or do you want to try to go through the fan room? Those are our 2 rooms right now. The door we know that we're supposed to go out of is the fan door.
Well, we're gonna have to expand. We're gonna have to see what we can do about the fan room because it's already been established that the other room's not going to open up until some type of environmental thing happens.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And until we can figure out what the light control thing does.
Hmm.
How about we just don't touch the lights as that seems to be, you know, doing good things for us right now.
I didn't say fuck around and touch them. I said we don't know what they do. That's the exact reason why I'm saying don't.
So, through the fan it sounds like.
Through the fan or clear the room?
I don't think we can clear the room.
Yeah.
So we're going through the fan. Okay. To the fan room.
Okay, so it takes you like 5-ish minutes to get over to the room as you go in. Again, the fan itself right now is spinning, but it's not spinning fast enough to create even much of a current of air. Like when you guys get in there, you don't suddenly feel, you know, a huge rush of air or anything thing like that.
Can we feel the wind coming towards us, or we feel it sucking out? We can't feel it. We can't tell which direction the wind is going with the fan.
If you stand in the door, you can feel a slight breeze of wind coming from the room into the from the main room into the fan room. So there is a slight current that is obviously it is pulling
Going
air
out.
out. But the fan itself is just not on a high enough speed currently to do more than just have a slight current.
Is it just a fan room, or is there controls in here too?
It is a large box with a fan on the top. There's no indication that there's any controls whatsoever in this room.
What do the walls look like they're made out of?
They are some sort of metallic substance that you're not familiar with.
Oh yeah.
The same one that we had to cut through?
No, this one's a little bit different. Crexity being an artificer. Actually, no, I guess you wouldn't, because you don't specialize in that particular thing. Anyone that has any skill in magic, if you want to roll me an Arcana check or a Medicine check, either of those would work.
My Arcana is +7. People,
Go
why
for
can't
it.
I ever use it?
Use it. Make an Arcana check.
Oh, that's
24.
24.
17
21.
plus 7.
21.
Oh wow.
20.
So between the three of you, you think that this is an alloy of electrum and more likely than not steel that has been alchemically treated to effectively be the perfect non-stick surface. So there's actual magic in the metal that makes it impossible for anything to kind of stick to it.
So not knowing
And
this,
that's only
Arise-
this room?
Yeah, just this room has that.
Okay.
You were saying, Arai?
I was say, not knowing this, Arai is going to take out one of his hand axes
Mm-hmm.
and try and hit the wall to see how hard he has to hit in order for it to go through, if it goes
Yeah.
through.
Make an attack roll for me.
What color dice? This seems like it should go poorly. Let's do black. Oh, 26.
26. Yeah, you. Are these just regular axes, or they're not magic, right?
No, they're regular axes. They're just
So,
hand axes.
boom, and you watch as the blade of the axe shatters against the wall,
Oh,
Goodbye,
shoot.
Axe.
and it seems to leave no mark on it.
Goodbye, Axe. Alright,
Well,
gets
we
mad
can't
and
pierce
touches the
it.
dragon.
Yeah. Throws the broken axe handle at the dragon.
Well, there's bits of metal on it still, so it is basically changed from a non-serrated edge to a serrated edge.
Oh, okay. So it didn't like completely shatter off.
No, it's just there's chunks of it missing now because
Yeah.
as it hit the wall, it chipped the blade and if you were to spend a decent amount of time with a good blacksmith, you might be able to salvage the axe.
Oh.
As of right now, you can effectively just treat it as a -1 weapon, so -1 to attack rolls, -1 to damage rolls.
Okay.
If you
Well-
want to keep throwing it, you can eventually turn it into a stick.
And light it on fire.
Yeah. I mean, I could find out how to take the head off of it too.
Yeah, that shouldn't be remarkably difficult either.
Nah.
Generally, axes are just held on with like a bolt.
Yeah.
Or the really bad ones are just pressure fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've experienced that before. That's fun.
Then you swing it and you don't realize
And
that.
they
and
fly off. Yep. Never had that happen. That's fun. Anyway,
Well,
so does it seem? Doesn't seem like we're gonna brute force our way up. Is there another way
my
up
grapple
this
will
thing?
work. We make the fan go faster once we get on the other side? Yeah, and then blow it out. Air elevator.
Be like the Sky Zone.
Yep. I fly.
Yep, I fly.
Do you want to try spinning the fan faster and clear out whatever's in the room? Do you guys want to try to just go out? We can't climb the wall, so
Yeah, definitely not.
Well, if we can find some way to like, there's no controls in here, so if we can find something like that, maybe we can find some kind of a better sense. The problem is none of these freaking doors have any markings, denotations, demarcations, anything like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So the
Right.
panels that were around this door with the fan,
we found clothes and darts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
that was the clothes and the darts. The other door, because I know we went to a couple different doors and we were opening panels. Did it seem like there was a pattern to what we were opening and what we were finding?
The only pattern you found thus far is that the panels that are closest to doors always have weapons in them.
Well, yeah, what?
Other than that, the other ones seemed kind of random as far as their shape, their placement. They almost seem like an afterthought.
Okay.
Just whatever they needed at that particular point in that place, they put there.
Okay. Dang, I was hoping for something like, oh yeah, they kept the respirators next to the fan doors.
No, it'd be a very, very good clue to find. Unfortunately, you didn't.
Not how they operated. Dang. For being so, modern terms, science heavy, with everything that they were doing in their research, this is a really poorly designed room.
Absolutely.
We're not supposed to be in here.
Almost.
But people
Something
were.
wrong.
Someone was supposed to be in here, and that's why there are all these materials.
And
Yeah.
that's why they're not here anymore.
It's almost like they intentionally created
Right.
something that was confusing to understand and then didn't label anything.
So the beholder wouldn't read it and get out.
And beholders read.
Probably can
legends,
without those eyes.
Every story tells them being intelligent.
Yeah, they're hyper they're hyper intelligent.
Oh.
They're like genius level intellects. It's one of the things that makes them so dangerous.
Yep.
I didn't
So that means they can
realize that
communicate.
Meant to that
I'm
led to
out.
literacy.
Let's look our
right?
phones.
You
Well, I mean,
can be super smart and be illiterate, so
valid point. Beholders generally don't. Again, legends wise, beholders generally don't write anything themselves because they have nothing to write with. They do. They can use their telekinesis to do a lot of different things. However, they are tyrannical. And so enslaving and enforcing other people to do things for them is something that the legends describe them doing quite often. And there were books that were technically written by beholders. They just weren't written in their hand. They were dictated.
yeah.
I need to make one of Pet for real now.
Absolutely.
They
If you
can
go back
control other
to
people?
Aui's school, you can find the beholder
Training guide, how to
raising
train your
guide. You know?
beholder.
Yeah, how to raise your
train your
beholder.
beholder.
Yeah.
Yeah, fling little beholder treats at it in different directions.
It would be a beholder.
It's a lot.
tree to
It's a
book.
lot of click training.
Goldfish
Lots of,
crackers.
lots of good
Goldfish
boys.
crackers.
Good
Yep.
boys and,
Or
Good
graham
boys.
crackers.
You guys are never getting out of here. Ah!
Yep.
5 games later.
so
Just touch it.
we've
So
tried
new
staring at it
characters. What
for
were you
an
thinking?
hour.
Just go touch
What
it.
about
At this point-
smelling it? What have you guys tried smelling it yet?
Yes, we have.
But have we
I
though?
almost tried licking it too.
Let's use all of the senses.
I'm just saying, touch is one of them.
Okay, so can we see if I don't want to mess with the light, but I also kind of do want to mess with the light.
Okay.
So my thought is if something crosses into that barrier, say for example, one of the sleeping
Beholder.
potion vials,
Mhm.
Yeah.
if that ends up hitting the light or going or not hitting the light but like being able to be pushed through with the fan, with a fan or something, of the sort. Is that going to affect the light and whatever is helping contain these things? Because we have very, very serious fungi over there.
We can throw the evil fungi at the things. Just go thing, like a firecracker, and then they all die.
We just have to make sure we are very, very far away. So Crexney, I'm gonna put
I
a
got a
piece of
crossbow.
lawn furniture in front of this
I'll hit
door, this panel.
it. I'll hit it. Don't worry.
Thoughts, smart, educated people?
So if you want to test a theory like this, let's go full science here. How would you test how light affects things? How the light affects
full
things?
science with magic light.
Blast.
Like you guys have plenty of things that you can use to kind of
Let's
test.
throw clothes. Let's use a piece of clothes.
Like you have inanimate objects.
See what happens.
You
Right.
have
Clothes first.
animate objects that you can put through. You have sentient beings that you can put through as well. There's a lot of different things that you guys can do. You just have to choose what you want to test, and each new thing will probably give you more information.
Right.
And it seems like your biggest problem right now is lack of information.
I still have a bag of 993 ball bearings that I could possibly toss.
Absolutely. That's something that you can put through to see how it's affected by the light. And you guys have access to things like Mage Hand, so you can put things in there and take them out without crossing the barrier.
Can you
But
guys
we
just
know
put?
that- But we know that the magic here is going to alter it in some way.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's gonna
So-
alter it in some way.
But if it's going to interact with an organic, oh my gosh,
object.
sure, organism. Thank you. Sorry, thank you, brain.
Big words.
Hard. So if it's going to interact differently with an organic organism, and the mage hand turns into like a giant tentacle.
Big giant dinosaur.
Sure, that too. Like, we're gonna get a different reaction
Yeah, we can see if it catches
than if
fire.
it was just magic, or than if it was just an inanimate object.
All right, roll a marble, see what happens. Put Mage Hand through by itself, see what happens. And then I'll walk through and touch a dragon, see what happens.
Not the last one, though.
So,
We
first
can
thing you have
also
to do is
see about-
decide what you want to do first.
We
No,
can
I'm gonna throw a ball. It's just a
Oh.
tiny steel ball.
Do we... Alright, did you...
Go ahead.
Because you're in the middle
Alright.
of something before I cut you off.
No, it's fine. Go for it.
You don't realize it's gonna take us like. Didn't you say it would take like a while for us to walk up to this thing?
It's about 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet around. So you guys have to... If you can throw a ball bearing 1,000 feet, that's impressive. So it'll probably take you, 5-10 minutes to get up to it.
Okay, we walk a little closer.
Yeah.
Okay. Something that seems kind of odd the closer you guys get, the temperature doesn't increase. And this is a very bright light.
Yeah.
All right then.
Magic roll, so I have no idea.
Do I want to use that? No, not yet. Okay.
So, Reggie, you going to roll it in?
Yep,
Okay.
I roll one ball.
So, as the ball bearing kind of goes... rolls in, it crosses the kind of barrier where the light ends and keeps rolling for a little bit. Eventually, gravity stops it. Probably about
All right.
20 feet in.
All right, the light seems to have no effect on inanimate objects.
Does anyone notice the marble onto the space? Did like any of the holders
Yeah.
react to it?
Not really, but
Look
again,
up.
they're
That last
Yeah.
they're a
one's
few
way the hell
thousand
up.
feet in the air right now.
Yeah.
So
Can't see that little marble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would. I mean, they've got good eyesight. They've got a massive eye. Not quite that good.
Well, my question was more to see if they had sensed like a disturbance of something
Oh,
entering the field.
as far as you can tell, like again, they're far enough away that you mostly just see them as dots that are kind of randomly moving. You don't see a change
Okay.
when the marble goes through.
Okay.
Someone want to try to put Mage Hand through? That's
Might be a little
magical object.
I think I'm the only person with Mage Hand.
Okay.
Are you?
So I think you have been nominated.
So,
I
why
nominate-
don't you choose even or odd for me, Smedwick?
Oh,
God
fucking
damn it.
shit, bro.
Go
Odds
for it. Cool.
every fucking time.
So, as you conjure the mage hand, how do you normally envision your mage hand looking? Just like a spectral hand? Do you
It's like a spectral glove that comes off of my hand.
Okay.
Because unless you're an arcane trickster, it's going to be visible. It's going to look spectral.
Yep. So as you guys kind of see Smegwick kind of conjuring, you see this little kind of glove form on his hand. You watch as the glove elongates and gets longer and longer, and instead of a spectral hand, you have a very strange looking spectral tentacle
Ah,
that seems to be attached to you.
I told you,
Ah.
tentacle.
Oh god.
But it looks
What?
like it can manipulate objects, like it grows when you want to manipulate objects further away. So it seems like mechanically it still works. It just looks kind of weird.
But it's also attached to you. Is your mage hand normally attached to you?
no.
Let's not mess with something that's attached to our bodies when we're experimenting.
You take all the fun out of dangerous experiments.
Just
Hey.
a science experiment.
It's like, actually, sorry. Here's your panel over here. Hey, Reggie, does this feel weird?
As if you do try
Is
to
it- Reggie, are
interact
you
with
still
anyone,
invisible?
if you do try to interact with anyone, anything it touches, it leaves that weird slime residue that you guys saw.
Ew, 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 ew.
It all over Reggie.
Because we keep making Ghostbusters references, he basically looks like Bill Murray after he meets Slimer.
Reggie, you know, or wait, Smegwick,
Well, it's definitely not an octopus because octopuses don't do that crap.
Smegwick, I want to thank you for doing this to me. I'm gonna give you a big hug, and I just
Guys, this
slowly
is not
start
the time
walking
to
towards
hug
the
now.
arch.
President, Nick, I know this. I
No,
don't give
no,
Jody
no,
a gift.
No, no,
Sure.
no,
Too
no,
late.
Wait,
It
wait,
happened.
no. Touch something else. Because if that becomes an organic matter, we can use that to put through.
I touch a rye.
I'm too far away from you.
I thought we all went as a group, so
If
you're
Reggie
covered.
walked up the closest, so I didn't say he was moving.
Arai is very. I am very fast. I'm a barbarian. I have more movement speed than you.
I have enough goop on me. I just flick my hand and I like fling it on you.
You
I
just
will-
do
I will
weird,
mention if you
awkward
would like-
dodging poses.
You just.
You just beautiful Joe out of the way.
I will mention if you want to put some of the slime on the one of your ball bearings, of which you now have what 900.
992.
Oh, 92.
Well,
Sorry.
no, if you can fling it off of you, you can just fling it into the light.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use both hands. One hand that I haven't flicked with, I'm gonna flick more slime on.
Okay.
With my hand that I already flicked a rye at, I'm just gonna like lather it in the goop that's still on my body, and then I'm
No,
just gonna like.
Wait, one at a time. One at a time. We have to know what's reacting to what.
Okay, I'm gonna flick the slime alone first,
Science.
and I just go
Okay.
at the light.
And you watch as it goes through, it splats on the ground, and very quickly kind of dries up and vanishes without leaving any sort of a residue.
Okay, so
weird.
it's possible that it's heat and it was broken down, but it's not leaving a residue.
I now take the ball, and this time instead of rolling it on the floor, this one I'm actually gonna like toss so it free flies through the air before
But
it
it
hits
doesn't
the
hit
light.
the ground. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's just lathered in the slime.
So yeah, as it kind of travels through the air, the further away it gets from you, you start watching as the slime just starts to kind of vanish. It doesn't like melt or evaporate. It just kind of disappears. And by the time the marble lands, probably about 30 feet away, since you gave it a bit of a hawk, the marble itself is dry.
So is
So
the
the marble
magic
stays.
is the magic slime from or is the magic from the hand? Is that being treated as a magic? Yeah, or is that being treated as
This slime did come
Matter.
from a magical source.
right?
Yeah,
Mystic
so-
Fort! Sorry. That's how they
So-
I
morph.
love that opening.
You come
any-
the Power Rangers. Sorry.
Does anyone have? Well, we all have food on us.
What do you want to know?
So I want to know if that slime was considered magic,
Mm-hmm.
like if it was still pure magic, essentially, because a mage hand is magic,
Yes.
or
if, like,
if it
if
was
a human
turned
person
into
goes
a
through it.
physical, yeah, or if there's like spit, for example.
I
Like,
let
if
go
it-
of the mage hand, by the way, by this point. Like,
Okay.
Reggie, give me one of your ball bearings.
I hand him one.
Spit on it.
I was gonna.
As the spit-covered ball bearing goes through, it leaves a trail of spit.
What the heck? So it's only affecting magic. So that slime is magic.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
It leaves
Hold
a
on.
trail of spit. going
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. All right. I don't normally do this, but it's time for me to be a little ballsy myself.
No,
I have a theory.
Let him say the stupid thing before you say it's stupid.
Is let me be stupid before you judge me first.
well, you can say stupid things before you do stupid things. So let's say the stupid thing first, and then decide if we should do the stupid thing.
Obviously, I'm not going to.
I'm loving this
Touch.
so much.
Not only am I
guys
okay,
have no
as you all
idea.
know, I have no intention of touching the giant dragon that's in there.
I do.
Shut up! You are not a part of this right now.
Don't touch the light. Don't touch the light either. What is your stupid thing?
I'm finding it very.
Touching the light.
I'm finding it very interesting. Someone's going, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. Considering you touched a fucking gem.
And disappeared.
That's different.
Okay. Okay.
I love it.
That's
Judy,
different.
how did
We're
your
One's a
campaign
jet, the other's a
explode?
dragon.
Well, when you let them conduct scientific experiments and don't give them any parameters.
Actually, wait a minute.
Arai is drawing from his experience being, you know, in the Vanishing Ruins with his family versus trying to break into a safe.
When
That's kind of not his thing.
I
so
will
yeah,
say,
he's just gonna grab-
Arai, for you specifically, this is. I will guarantee this is not the first time you have discovered a strange magical effect that your family had to do something similar to this to figure out if it was safe or not.
Well,
And it
here's the-
generally tended to happen while you were far away. But as you got older, there was at least one situation where your parents kind of step back and go, "Okay, kiddo, how do you want to do this?" And I will let you decide what your first idea was, but I think it would be hilarious if your first idea was, "Well, what if I just touch it?" And you learned not to touch magic things that way.
Well, let's all let
no,
Reggie
because
say.
then
Let's let Reggie say a stupid thing.
I know, right? I was like,
his
I'm
stupid.
waiting.
No, he said his stupid thing was to touch the light.
Yeah, touch the light specifically, just the light by itself.
Okay, yeah, that's stupid. I'm sorry. No, I don't want to touch the electric fence with my bare finger. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, don't mind me. Just keep discussing amongst yourselves. Jody, I'm going to send you a question because I just realized something
Sure.
So say
that I'm
said-
going to need help on.
Sure.
Don't
you're
mind
doing
me. Arai grabs the back of his shirt.
And Smeg
As
was
you
like-
grab the back of the shirt, you squitch.
While you're typing that, I was like, Smeg was gonna ask, like, that's weird.
Yeah.
These things, we felt the central eye. The stories go that their central eye can actually completely cancel out magic.
Yeah.
But we know there's a super high density of magic in here that's distorting typical
Yeah.
abilities.
Yeah, there's
So what-
like
yeah,
so-
also a permanent anti-magic field.
So what's containing these guys?
I have no clue.
Whatever's generated this high, weird magic concentration. Because I imagine that they all can't, like, they're not powerful enough to negate all of this that we're feeling, all of this that we're experiencing.
Yeah, but there's hundreds of them, right?
But they're only in the light.
Smegwick, as you're kind of speaking, just through, without even really thinking, you're kind of pacing as you're looking for better ways to get a good look on them. As you get, what's the range of Mage Hand again? It's about 30 feet, right?
Oh, I think it's
either 30 or 60.
Yes, I believe it's 30. Let me just make absolutely sure. 30. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you walk a little bit, and you watch as the slime starts to just disappear off of Reggie as you go about 30 feet away from him. And then
even though I got rid of the mage hand, the slime was still on him?
Yeah. As you come back, the slime doesn't return.
All right, Reggie, Jody.
You're just
Jody,
really
I
stuck
sent you
on
my
this.
question.
You really enjoy the sound of your own name, don't you?
So it is magic. So it is being treated as magic.
The
Well,
slime, yes.
So if anything magic goes through this barrier,
Yes.
it's essentially going to be negated.
Yeah.
Organic matter, for the spit at least, didn't show any.
Yes, it's magic. It's magic is going through the light. Not
Yeah.
not necessarily negated, because when he put his arm through
He didn't put his arm through.
the mage hand,
He didn't put his mage hand through.
I didn't.
Oh,
What
you
happened
reached
with
the
the
light?
slime?
We threw the slime.
And through process of elimination, just so you guys stop kind of focusing on a red herring, the slime started to disappear as it got about
Yeah.
30 feet away
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Smegwick specifically.
Yeah, the range of the range of the spell.
Thank you. Okay.
So something interesting about streamer mode in Discord is it abbreviates everybody's name to the first letter. And so I saw just the letter V and thought I was talking to Venus for a second there. I was like, shoot, I told the wrong person something. No. Let me real quick. I just have to look up something real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
So do it.
oh, don't worry, we're still figuring out how the hell to get out of this fucking room of death.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I really want to do is see what happens when something alive and organic goes through.
You want me to touch the dragon?
No, not yet.
It's in the light.
It is in the light. But what happens when you go through it?
One way to find out.
Or what happens if someone with magic goes through it? What happens then? What if bad things happen? Like
Yeah.
they die?
Well, is the beholder not a living person in the light?
What is Spitwit considered?
I know where you're going. Like, there's a reason why I did not want.
Oh no.
I thought about it too. I was like, Ogon can go through because he's
He's-
metal. It won't really matter. But I was like, I don't know about Spitwig.
Spitwit is a summoned creature.
He's magic. Not human matter.
Well, now hold on a moment, because wouldn't
Some
your
Ogon's
wouldn't
all
your
metal.
mechanical partner still be like
Not
have
human.
magic
It-
as like an energy source?
I think he's actually built like a robot.
So there's just
Right.
like normal electricity in a battery in there. There's no
So effectively,
magical element.
the way Ogon works is he's a magical construct. So he's mechanical, but the energy source for him is magic. So
You turn off.
yeah,
But not matter. Not like human matter though.
yeah, in an anti-magic cone kind of thing, he would turn into a normal robot dog, which, while very cool looking, has nothing to give it the ability to move.
Oh. Not hitting the person.
By the way,
No one has a
Reggie
bug, right?
replied to you, so
No, I saw everything.
Okay,
Thank you
cool.
so much.
no problem.
Nobody has a bug.
And then to kind of answer your guys' questions about
Correction to you, please.
Spitwick, the way that Find Familiar works is effectively you conjure a magical creature and it takes on a particular form, but the creature itself is kind of a magical spirit type thing. So the fact that it's a Fey dragon, it's technically, I believe it's technically still considered a kind of Fey spirit type thing, if I remember how the spell is worded. That's just the form that it decides to take.
Okay.
You guys can put
And
some of my hair
I-
through.
And I loosely accept some of that because these are also intelligent creatures that you can summon with an improved Find Familiar spell, like imps and quasits and pseudo dragons and the
Yeah.
like too.
My understanding of the Find Familiar has always been that
Yes.
it's technically it's a living creature
Yeah.
that takes a form.
Yeah.
Because it's significantly smarter than like a rat or not a raven, because ravens are really, really smart.
Well, those are the they take the animal stats. So like again, that's gonna like.
But yeah, but anyway, that's the way that I tend to treat it. It is a creature, but it's a creature of pure magical energy that the spell itself allows it to take a physical form. Or at least that's how I'm ruling today. If we find that causes issues, I may change that ruling. But
Do we have any food that's fresh?
Yeah, rations.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say, you guys have iron rations, which is basically like jerky and hardtack.
Yeah, I'm not processed. Do we have anything fresh? Like, does anyone have a carrot or an orange or a
You know, we've
leaf?
been down here for like 12 weeks now.
Yeah, but at this point,
Well, we've been collecting things too.
yeah. You guys turned in all your monster bits because that would technically be that.
You guys get
Technically,
your mushroom
hardtack
samples.
is just dry bread, so it
got your
can
mushroom
rot
samples.
and stuff like that.
Mushroom.
You and Owie collected mushroom bits.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't turn them in.
They didn't want them.
Oh yeah, you guys,
Oh,
you have mushroom bits.
yeah.
Yeet them into the light.
Yeet.
Okay, so
Yeah, Arai's
throwing.
gonna take out a piece.
Okay, so
And can we put it on something?
sure. What do you want to put it on?
A Trisket? What?
Yes.
Put that on a cracker and eat it. Get some onions.
Oh no, I guess yeah.
Just throw it in by
If-
now.
If you want to
Something
attach
Throw
it to
it.
something, you
Distance,
can.
Yeah.
Chuck it.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll just
It's
throw
got
it
a
and see what
decent
happens.
Wait.
weight.
Wait,
because
wait,
you guys,
wait,
you guys
wait,
cut
wait.
it off of mushroom trees,
Yeah.
so it's
Wait.
not like a
It's pretty dense and
it's not
I
like a
take
button mushroom or something like that. Like this is a big
Okay.
chunk of like beefsteak mushroom.
Before you throw the mushroom chunks, I take one of them and I lather them in the slime, and then I.
This
slime's
at this
dried
point, the
up.
slime's all gone.
Oh, it's
because
already
It went
dried
away.
up. Ah, damn it.
Smegma walked far enough away that it went away.
Okay,
yeah. Sorry, you were typing your question when I
Yeah.
came up.
right. Sorry, I was focused on sending that question. Sorry.
Yep. So Arai is going to take out a piece of the mushroom and walk close enough that he can go and he can toss it in.
Yeah, no problem at all. So as you
Point of distinction: are you just hucking at a thing, or are you hucking at the dragon?
Just through the light.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dragon's further away from the light,
yes,
so it's
again
just-
the diameter of the
That's
room is miles. So to get to where the dragon is, despite the fact that it's huge, you're still talking thousands of feet. And Arai is buff. He's not quite that buff. At least not with a chunk of mushroom. So chuck it in. Goes in. Again, there seems to be no resistance when it passes through where the light ends. So you don't think there's any sort of physical barrier because that would affect the flight path.
right.
And you're relatively good at throwing things, so
Yeah.
you see it go in. It hits the ground. It bounces a little bit, and then it just sits there.
Me
Response
next.
from the beholders.
Again, not that you can tell. Like looking at the movement up there seems to be relatively random, and nothing changes when you throw things in. So.
Mean it.
And
Throw me.
is Spitwig out right now? Or
Yeah.
no? How far
He's
can
out.
he go up?
Touch the beholder.
No,
Every-
not touch them. Just go and see.
I understand.
Just stay outside the beam of light. Just go and see.
I understand. Every time I've sent Spitty out for Reconnoiter, it's never ended well.
Ugh.
It's up to you. He doesn't have a maximum flight distance. The only limitation is he can't communicate with you after about 100 feet.
Yeah, he'll have to come back down to tell us what.
Mm-hmm.
And if something happens to him and he just blinks out, you would have to resummon him before you could get any information. So he
And
doesn't
I
lose
ain't
his
I
information.
can't resummon. I'm not resummoning him here.
Mm-hmm.
So what you could try to have him go up as stealthy as possible, and you'd have to roll a stealth check.
I was thinking if we can get him up high enough, even if we lose that communication, he can hold some of Reggie's ball bearings, and if he notices a difference of when we're going into the light or as things go through, he can like drop one to alert us that something has changed up there.
Changed up there about what? These beholders?
Yeah, like if they are, because we can't see anything, and if they are actually reacting to what they're doing.
But if they were looking at us, we would be in their cone of view. We would all be stopped. So
But
they're
it
not.
wouldn't-
The cone only goes out. I want to say it's. I have to
30
look at the
feet
stat
or-
block.
Yeah,
No,
they're
it's
thousands
longer
of
than
feet
Or
that.
above
60 or so. It's probably bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, give me a couple seconds here. I can tell you exactly how far.
Like, don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. Actually, it's a big cone.
Yeah,
But it's
so-
only for the central
100,
eye.
150 foot cone. So it's a decent distance, but you're talking thousands of feet above
Yeah.
you. Their anti-magic cone wouldn't get anywhere near you guys.
So what would be your logic in knowing what they're doing? It's not going to get us out.
If I'm understanding what Arai is saying, it's basically it's a better warning system than what you guys have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now they're so far away that if instead of them just like interacting with each other, if they all were looking down at you guys, you couldn't tell. They're little dots in the sky. So I think am I getting an understanding
Yeah.
that that's what you're trying to do? Okay.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
Okay,
That's Summoner?
I'm actually. You know what? Chax. Even or odds.
See how Spitwick
Odds.
feels.
Always odds.
That's cocked. Right. That's evens. Spitwiz is like.
Yeah, that's typical.
He's giving you the stink eye.
I'm not saying sacrifice you, I'm saying help the team. Carry your own weight here.
Oh, no, he's just fucking staring daggers at you. Like, how fucking dare you? Is like spit
You're
this
starting.
Spitwiz.
You're,
Spitwiz.
you're,
Wait!
you're starting to get
It's a-
images of like
No,
effigies
weightless.
being lit upon fire in your head, and
It's so rude.
the fire tornadoes from Burning Man this year.
Mm,
You better keep an eye on your pillow. He's gonna poop on it.
I say we send a riot
Okay.
there.
It's okay, I know how to crush things.
mm.
So what do you guys want to do?
At this point, I got no idea. I wanted to touch the dragon. No one wants to open no more doors.
Hold on. I'm gonna do one other thing.
Mhm.
Since I still have pieces of mushroom,
Mm-hmm.
Crexy, do you still have or do you have ropes that you can attach to?
Yes.
Can we shoot a piece of mushroom in there and see how it reacts coming back out?
You want me to sharpshooter?
No. There's a dragon over there.
I could just say sharpshooter. Pew! You hit the dragon
Dragon.
square in the eye.
What happens if
I
you
was
fuck up a
aiming over
sharpshooter and
there.
you're not aiming at something?
I hit it.
It nats.
Oh my
It
god.
nats.
Nat 20s.
In this case,
Yeah, I
it's-
got rope. You can tie it to the mushroom and throw it in. Pull it back.
Okay. Okay.
in this case,
guess
hitting it in the eye would be a good thing.
Well, it didn't say
Great.
which eye.
I was just trying to get the mushroom in and I killed it. Let's go, guys.
So, to make things a little bit quicker, shoot it in,
Yeah.
bring it back out.
Pull it out.
Any
As
difference?
you bring it out, the I have to think how this will work. The mushroom itself is warm to the touch, like kind of like it'd been sitting in like direct sunlight for like an hour or so.
Okay.
But the actual flesh of the mushroom itself hasn't changed at all. It's not like it's cooked or it's been dried out or anything like that. It looks exactly the same as what you put in. It's just warmer than it was.
Okay, so texturally it doesn't change. It doesn't feel any different either.
Yeah.
So even like squishing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, would we say it was like the effect of some sort of permanent spell?
You don't quite. You wouldn't quite get enough information from just throwing it in and bring it back in.
Okay.
It got warm to the touch because it's only in there for maybe a minute or two tops. So it got warm to the touch very quickly. And any other effect like that would cook the mushroom. Like that's how
Yeah.
to change temperatures that quickly normally requires, I don't know, heat.
Yeah.
And you have a bright light, and light generally tends to also have heat to it, but it doesn't feel any hotter. Like you guys have gone almost right up to the edge of this barrier. A few of you have gotten very, very close. The temperature hasn't changed. And now
Yeah,
you've
so
brought
it's like
this
to-
mushroom out that the temperature has changed. There's a popper.
So the clothes that we found before were
Aw,
fireproof?
baby.
Fire
Or
resistant,
fire
but yes.
resistant? So if they had to go close to it, did anything happen to the mushroom piece that's still in there? Has that?
It looks perfectly fine.
It looks the same.
If you want to try and like take a crossbow bolt with a line attached to it and pull it back, you can. You would not be able to do that with the ball bearings.
Right.
And it's not unpleasantly warm or anything like that. Like it's not like ooh ah ah ah. It's just warmer than it was when it went in.
Okay. So I think at this point we'll like take a brief pause. What is it exactly that we want to the conclusion? What conclusion do we want to get to?
I think the only thing that we really, or option that we have at this point, is either going and finding a way to break the door
Seal.
so we can get out of here,
Yeah.
or to go in and deal with whatever this thing is. Those seem like the two options to me. So if we go in, what I want to, if that is our decision, I do want to make sure that those of us who have magic aren't gonna die
Yeah.
or lose our magic.
I would.
You're
not-
gonna lose your magic if you go in the light.
Well, permanently.
Yeah. I would not like to disintegrate, please.
You wouldn't know that.
But if we go in and we wake this thing up and we alert all the other beholders
Oh,
and they start
God.
to come down and we exit, they're going to be stuck in there still.
Yeah.
But at least they'll be within targetable range.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Except for the targetable range part.
If
So-
we're inside those doors that are open, essentially they can't leave that light, but they're still gonna be over
Something
there.
that
It's not
we can
yeah.
target with like crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Against hundreds of those things, where that's just pea shots.
Unless you poison them all with one shot.
I am all for like. Smegwig is
Can't-
like I just want because I know we're going to slipping in and out of this. I'm all for getting out of here. It's the problem. We have to try and find a way to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't have the time. We don't have the time to screw around with every single door.
Uh huh.
So we can go back, knowing with what we know, we can try and like do a meeting of the minds thing back at the door we came in, and try and see if we can find some way now to possibly
Get
mess
it
around with it.
open.
Like with new information, can we examine the room and possibly find a way to?
Get
Yeah.
through that door.
Yeah.
I have one last idea,
Okay.
and I'm willing to admit that this is quite possibly gonna be okay. There's dumb, there's me, and then there's
Really dumb.
insanity.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea that borders on insanity
Oh god.
because honestly, I can't think of anything else right now, and I still refuse any of us touching the dragon.
I agree.
I disagree.
Mm.
That being said, plus, this either doesn't work, and we'll have more ideas on what this beam of light can do, or it does work, and chances are we might not learn anything, or we might learn a little something about this whole room that we're in.
Mm.
I am going to cast Detect Thoughts on the dragon.
Oh.
Magic
Oops.
can't go
You
through.
can't magic. Yeah.
And you're pretty far from it.
What's the range?
As far as you guys are aware, I don't think you guys have tested to see if magic can go through it yet, but I can tell you you are well outside the range of Detect Thoughts.
Ah.
Really? Because I'm looking at the spell, and it doesn't necessarily state an actual, like, distance. It says range area self.
Let me look up.
Oh, wait, well, no, I see it. 30 feet.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Okay. Never mind.
A spell that you can detect anyone's thought within a limited range would be very, very problematic. So, yeah. If you want to get within 30 feet of the dragon, you can. You'll have to go into the light.
But you might not. We don't know how that'll work.
Well, there is also the original thought, which I completely forgot about until just now, of organic matter passing through that really, really poisonous fungi that we found. That'll go through.
Mm-hmm.
We can see if that'll have an effect on any of them. But that might also contaminate the room if we can't get out.
Yeah, try to get out first.
Yeah.
I also have infused item. I can put magic into something.
And then we can see what would happen to the magic in said item once
Like
it
I
goes
could
into
just
the
have
light.
that.
Well,
Like
we
we do
know-
a ball bearing, go turn to smoke, magic smoke, and see what happens or something. That's
Well,
not
we know the
noisy.
magic's gonna be.
Yeah, but you want to see if magic can go through. So
We did see if magic could go through because the slime was.
it didn't make it through.
The reason the slime, after Smegwick moved around, you guys realized the reason that the slime disappeared was it got more than 30 feet away from Smegwick.
Right. So my assumption as Shax was that since it disappeared with the magic, it's probably considered magic, not tangible.
Yeah, but if an item was infused with magic, it doesn't need to be within a certain proximity of the caster.
Yeah, so what
I can throw it.
what I'm clarifying is the slime didn't disappear because of the light. The slime disappeared
Right.
because it got too far away. It did go through the light, and it didn't
But
disappear
we don't know if magic goes through the
until
light.
after it got too far away from Smegwick.
Right.
It could have
So as
been
far as you guys
proximity,
know,
or it could
the
have
light
just
has no
naturally
effect on
evaporated.
magic.
Okay.
Or now, I'll just to make this easier, the light. I will tell you right now, the light does not affect magic.
So we're gonna make it burn, burn, burn.
I don't know that song.
Mhm.
Okay, well, if we know
It
the
sounds
light doesn't affect
familiar.
magic, we still don't know how it's going to affect, like, living organic tissue.
Well, yeah, we
Well,
do
it's
because
gonna
that's
be
why
on
I
the
tossed in the
mushroom.
mushrooms.
And they seemed perfectly fine.
Just warm.
I would.
We can infuse magic into a mushroom and then bring it back out, and we'll see what happens.
I'm
to magic in
thinking
it.
that what I'm thinking is that if we go in here, we're going to be fine, but our magic will be probably normal. That's the only thing I don't know. If the magic's going to be normal instead of on the outside where it's not normal.
Mm.
I would like the light be far enough in range that like a shield would be able to reflect off of that.
I mean, yeah, if you want to put something reflective in there to see if the
No.
light reflects it,
know why
you
I put-
can.
I don't want
Like
to
you
put
can
it
attach
in
it to
there.
a stick or something, and like a mirror on a stick.
No.
You could do that to see if the
No.
light reflects.
No.
I'll
Maybe
do
we
it.
can
I got a
reflect it.
mirror.
We can reflect it and safely experiment with the light that way.
Yeah.
I actually have a small steel mirror.
There you go.
So, quick jury rigging something to kind of put it together. You use your ultra hand ability. And you notice something really, really interesting. The light doesn't seem to act like light. Like when you try to reflect it, the thing shines and gets brighter as if it's being hit by light. But there's no way to reflect any light outside of where the beam ends.
That's weird.
Either inside or outside?
Inside, it doesn't really look like it's reflecting more than... Like, it almost... If you shoot a bright light at a non-reflective surface, it just gets brighter.
Right.
If you shoot it at a reflective surface, it reflects the light. For whatever reason, when you put your mirror in there, it gets brighter like a non-reflective surface.
Okay, so do we want to try and go back and see if we can figure out a way now to, like, knowing what we know now?
Get out of here.
Popper. Sorry, every time I see a dog, my brain just goes, Popper!
Yeah, it's so cute.
He's probably not gonna leave. He's warm.
Aww.
Like the light.
Like the light.
Hope you don't have to use the bathroom.
Just in case we
Again, to encourage this to
To move forward.
move
Move
forward,
forward.
the light's not going to kill any of you guys. I'm going to tell you right now, the light is not deadly to you. If
I
you
get
want to
that.
find out what it does, you can walk in and you will be free to walk out. I promise you.
I'm walking in. I'm walking in.
I don't.
I go
I
as
just,
tribute.
you guys have run out of information and you seem completely unwilling to get this, which will give you a lot more information.
I'm going in.
I cast Hold Person on Cruxney.
So if you guys want to, you really want to cast a spell that paralyzes a target when magic isn't working the way it's supposed to?
No, thank you.
Oh,
There's a reason why
no,
we're not
that's a
using
good
that.
point. I don't want to accidentally turn Cruxney into a pretzel.
Or maybe it wouldn't
Stone.
paralyze her, like her motion muscles. What if it just paralyzes the muscles in her lungs?
There you go, Reggie. You're trying to kill me now? I'm walking into the light.
So
I'm walking in after you.
to just give you guys more information. Anyone that actually goes into the light, the first thing that you notice is sound in and of itself kind of gets deadened. Like somebody's just closed a door. You can still hear everything happening around you, but it just feels like there's a
Muffled.
bit of a barrier to it. As you come in, it's easier to breathe. It's easier to walk.
I would sleep in here too if I were you. Scoot over, Dragon. I'm coming in.
Everything just feels a little bit lighter. Your weapons and armor just feel lighter.
I have two questions.
Sure.
One, because I do not want to do this shit if it happens. If there's any way for a test or not, can Spitwit come in here safely or not? Like even if he does like a little
Again,
That's
as,
a magic
as
doesn't-
far as
a
you can
magic doesn't
tell,
get
the
affected.
light doesn't have any effect on magic.
Magic.
But Spitwick, being a sentient creature, would have a similar experience
Okay.
to you guys, where everything seems lighter, everything kind of gets dead. And you guys even notice that since both Reggie and
Cruxy.
Cruxney went in together, you guys also notice that if you guys try to speak to each other, it sounds kind of far off. It's not that you
So-
can't hear each other. It just doesn't feel quite as close.
Soothing.
So it's almost like you're underwater,
Kind of.
where everything gets that just lighter feeling
Mm-hmm.
and
But it's unlike underwater
Easier
where
to
you have this
breathe.
resistance whenever you try to
Right.
read. It's actually easier to move.
right.
But sound,
Oh, okay.
especially, you can still hear everything. It's not garbled or anything, but everything just a little bit further away. And you feel a little bit more kind of isolated from everything. And it's not a bad feeling. It's very comfortable.
Okay. Everything you just told me, Jody. Remind me again, because it's been a while since this specific session happened. But when you told us that when we looked at like just the magical energies weaving around this place, that they did not look right. Which one of us was the one who discovered that? Was that Smegwick?
That was Smegwick because he used detect magic.
Magic was folding in on itself.
Yeah.
Okay. I stick my head out, so it's just Reggie's head kind of poking out of the light, and like, hey, Smegwick, it feels very much better in this light, and I just thought of something. Remember when you did your little magical senses, and you told us that the weave all around here is all wonky?
Yeah.
Come into the light and try that again.
Come into the light.
Well, I figured that's why I said
I will
both
say,
spit
for
mouths
those of
have
you-
spit with.
Outside of the light, you have no problem hearing them. There's nothing stopping you guys from hearing them whatsoever.
Even more of a reason why I want Smegwick to use detect magic in the pillar.
Okay. So if you want to do that, you can, Smegwick.
Fuck you. Like, he walks in the light.
Okay. So when you walk in light, again, everything just seems a little bit further away. Everything feels lighter. You start noticing like your pulse is slowing. Like you've all been in this
Oh,
very, very
I'm about to go to
tense
sleep.
situation, and everything feels calmer. You don't feel like you're in anywhere near as much danger. You start to feel kind of a pleasant, warm feeling, not like a hypothermia. It's time to go to sleep. You just the air around you feels a good temperature. Like if you've walked outside in like the middle of spring, and you've come from like an air conditioned building just outside into a really nice day, and
Yeah.
like the air itself just feels nice and fresh. Very similar feeling.
Yeah.
You guys getting high in there?
Yep, goodbye. Peace out.
I'm noticing. So I
Is
start.
that what that feels like?
I don't know.
I don't. The one time I was
Sadly,
high, I didn't do it on purpose, and it was because I smelled paint fumes, and then I could see the wind, and it was a very unpleasant experience for me.
It's your first time. We'll get you back on the ship. We'll have Thomas make you some brownies.
Oh no.
But do you cast detect magic?
Well, first I also have a thought, and I guess you're like, hey Reggie. I had a very disturbing thought. It's like, and I'm talking. Can I hear myself talking? Can he hear?
Not
You
in the
can
light.
hear yourself perfectly
He
fine.
can't hear you in the light.
Can Reggie hear me?
He seemed again. You sound like you're probably 20, 30 feet away from him, but you guys can still hear each other. It just everybody sounds like they're further away.
I'm like really, really leaning low, and I got like both my hands at my ears right now.
And he's only like 5, 10 feet away from you.
Do not do the opposite of what people will be inclined to do when I say this. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do with the ritual. I just had a very frightening thought. Whatever you do, don't look up.
He just looks down.
Don't.
Uh,
I'm gonna do the ritual.
Damn it, Smegwick, why'd you have to put that thought in my head now? Now I have to actually put an effort.
Well, would you rather not say anything and you casually do it?
So Arai and Aoi, you guys are
Arai's
still
looking up.
outside, right?
God
Yes.
damn it, Arai.
So
I'm not in the light.
yeah. So as Smegwick starts to do the ritual, this is the first time that you see a change in the beholders. And since the ritual is going to take 10 minutes, you have plenty of time to
Warn them.
Stop him.
to tell him that something is definitely changing.
Just
None of them seem to be coming any closer, but you did notice that the kind of random chaos as soon as he started the ritual, there was just the brief kind of almost stutter, like a frame skip happened or something.
Guys?
Do we hear them?
No.
You guys don't recognize anything when you're in there. And it wasn't a hear thing, it's entirely a visual thing that Arai can see. They're far enough away that you guys can't hear anything from them.
Great.
Okay, while Smegwick is doing the ritual, I'm going to go back to my original plan and cast Detect Thoughts on the dragon.
You have to be within 30 feet. He is thousands of feet away from you.
Yeah.
It's still thousands of feet? I
Yeah.
keep on forgetting how big
This
this place
room
is.
It's
is
huge.
miles across.
The misnomer here is calling this a room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
This
tower.
This
We're
is
calling
the
it
size
tower.
of a
Castle.
city. This is the size of a small city.
Jesus.
Like the
Yeah.
city I used to live in was, oh God, I think the main city itself was like 4 miles across. And
we're
we had a
operating on
population of about
blame
20,000
logic.
people. So, yeah, this is a massive, massive room.
So could they hear when Aoi said guys?
That was my question.
Good
Probably
question.
didn't.
How far in would you say that you guys are going?
I did not go far into the
Not
light.
Okay, so
far.
like
just
5,
into
10
light
feet.
to
Okay.
effect. Yeah.
So yeah, I will say Smegwick, roll me a concentration check.
Constitution.
Yep, it's a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Hey.
You are kind of hyper paranoid at this point, and you're listening and using every sense that you have to avoid something bad happening. So as soon as you hear Aoi, again, it sounds like Aoi is 30 feet away from you and whispering. So you're kind of impressed that you actually heard this, but you did hear Aoi go, guys, and that immediately forces your head up and you look directly at Aoi. You can see Aoi looks worried.
Their eyes just looking up.
And then as you sit there looking at her, the first thought in your head is, chill out. There's nothing to be worried about. You don't know where that thought
Oh, because
came
of
from,
in where we're at.
but you see, you're almost kind of annoyed with how worried she is.
It just moved.
Arai, noticing that Smegwick is looking at us now, is just gonna like look at him and point up. Just like,
Fuck. Reggie,
Yes?
hold on to my arm.
Can't remember the last time you ever asked me to do that. And
Yes,
Now
Reggie-
walk me down the aisle.
and I want to be a bride.
I'm a pretty princess.
You don't seem like a pure white. I think you're more
Grab.
like an ivory.
Grab out of my friggin' arm. Shut up.
Reggie
I'm gonna do
does
something
just
stupid.
that. Reggie does just that.
I'm gonna do something stupid.
Oh, jeez, that's usually my stick.
I'm gonna look up.
Okay. Again,
Reggie
there-
looks up with you.
Why did you fucking do that?
as you both
How
look
much
up,
worse can it be if you're already doing it?
You are my safety, dump.
as you both look up,
Oh, crap.
you can't really see anything.
Oh,
As you look up,
It's the
you
light.
think that there might be something up there, but there is a bright light kind of shining in your face.
ah.
You don't really see anything in the way.
Why did you look? God.
You do notice that once you guys are physically touching each other, it does seem to be easier to hear him for some odd reason.
Stop yelling in my ear.
You're my safety, dump. What?
Next time, explain that I'm your safety before you do the stupid thing.
Why would I want someone like you to hold my friggin' arm? Like, why can I hear you better now?
Wait. Oh. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Testing. Take my hand off of him.
Okay.
You're
Testing.
a fucking idiot, you motherfucker. Like,
And as you take your hand off again, you start feeling calmer. You don't really understand why you were so angry a second ago.
Oh.
like touch.
And Smegwick, as he lets go of you, You start realizing, he was just trying to help. There's really no reason to be angry at him.
I'm living in this life forever.
Wait a minute. Hey, Cruxney, come over here for a moment.
Okay.
And then me standing in between the two of them, I put a hand on Cruxney and the other hand on Smegwick.
Okay.
Testing.
One
Can
thing
either
you
of you
notice,
hear me?
Crexney's fur is incredibly soft.
Oh.
You don't know if you've ever touched her before.
A rag
but
gets
it's
jealous
like
and runs in.
super smooth.
Yep.
Like
Very
I don't know
soft.
if you've ever actually held like a young bunny. We used to raise rabbits.
Oh, yes, they're so
They are the
soft.
softest things imaginable.
This is totally like forgetting Sarah Marshall stroke the fuzzy walls right now for Reggie.
Was it take him to the Greek?
No, that was get him to. Oh, right, they're in the same universe actually.
Yeah, because
So-
that's the same guy.
Yeah,
So,
it is get him to the Greek.
But yeah, you guys start feeling very close to each other and very calm.
Well, you guys
Like
are my
everything-
best friends.
Yeah, everything seems fine. You feel your breathing start to kind of regulate a little more. You start realizing you're breathing deeper than you normally do. You start feeling kind of the
On this meditation hour with Jody, everyone falls
and
asleep.
now think about your breath going
Correct. He produces a bowl and the
out.
bone goes.
and in
Ding.
and out. You start noticing
Visualize
like
a
everything
waterfall.
just feels better as your blood is better oxygenated, as your muscles start receiving more oxygen. Everything just feels better. I don't know if you guys have ever had actual like pure oxygen.
Oh,
It's a hell of a drug. It feels really good. They actually use it in fighter. If you're in like a jet, like a fighter jet, one of the things that your mask can do is give you 100% oxygen.
Wow.
And one of the things, like if Bill Engvall talked about this in one of his comedy specials.
Yeah, I remember that one.
He went the Blue Angels. And what happens is if he felt like he was about to throw up, he said, flick this switch on, it will give you pure oxygen. And it deals with nausea. You just feel really good. And they'll do that too, like if you have, like if you're in a fire, they'll give you pure oxygen to reoxygenate all of your blood and everything because it's gotten full of smoke and everything. Your lungs are all full of smoke. So yeah, breathing like pure oxygen just feels good. And anytime you go from bad air quality to better air quality, everything just feels better. Your body feels better. Your lungs feel better, everything. And that's what you guys are kind of experiencing right now, is just everything feels better. And your emotions are becoming much more kind of flatlined. Anytime you start to get agitated, it's harder to get agitated than it has been in a long time.
Arai sees a relaxed Smegwick and starts to panic.
Yeah, those of you outside are super you guys are totally
Grabs
fine
Aoi
being
and
panicked.
just like now that's more concerning than that glitch.
Reggie, I don't know why I give you such a hard time, man. I know why we give each other such a hard time. It's
Yeah,
because,
dude,
like,
I'm so sorry. Like,
I see-
I
it's
hate
because
being
I
mean
see
to
so much-
everyone.
it's because I see so much of myself in you. It's like a mirror, and that's the reason why I think you're such a piece of shit. Because I don't like myself.
Arai
And
doesn't
I,
get all of
and
this.
I try to put on a piece, and I try to put on a whole like debonair persona because I'm dealing with a lot of stuff from my past, man, and it's stuff that I really don't want to talk about. And
Arai pulls
wait,
out
actually, you know
popcorn
what?
from the
Hold
first
on. I
episode.
have to do a thing. I have to hold on. I gotta do a thing. I'm feeling kind of weird right now, so I take my hand off Cruxney because now it's feeling.
Yeah, it's starting to get to the point where you're absent-mindedly petting her, and you're starting to be like, maybe this is crossing a line. Maybe I should stop this.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's thinking right now. Like, as relaxing as this magical beam of light may make us feel calm about things, there's like some things like, no, not okay. Because now he just kind of thought about it. Just to test what it's like inside of the beam of light, he's going to cast, with his free hand, Minor Illusion, and just cause like little miniature X-Men Jubilee fireworks coming out of his hand.
You were going to recreate a version of your trauma.
This is why, and you suddenly see a cloud.
It's Reggie trying to create a butterfly. Is this trauma?
All the trauma. It's Reggie trying to do all of his failed rogue acts back in the past.
I was a rogue at one point. I did Shakespeare once, damn it.
Oh, wait, I have one important question. This is an out-of-character question.
Sure.
I'm not medding on this shit. Evan.
Yes?
Have at any time, because of what this weird shit is doing, has your voice slipped?
Okay, two things here, because Reggie's too busy, like, doing, like, his minor illusion thing. But if it's all right with you, Jody.
Sure.
Because with that kind of a question that Smegwick asked,
we had a back and forth, so that occurred to me.
No. That actually is a very good thing. And with your permission, Jody, I would like Smegwick to roll a perception check for that, if that's all right with you.
Sure. Roll it with disadvantage.
Because we're both high as fuck.
But Arai's not and can hear everything.
Yeah, Arai.
But is it muffled?
No, outside.
No, my hand's on you still.
No, it's
no.
clear for us.
Outside
clear for
the
outside.
beam, it's perfectly clear. It is only muffled to you
So
guys.
if your voice did,
Oh, it's only
crack,
one
they'll
way.
hear it.
Yeah,
Yes,
outside
Only
they
in
can
the
hear
light,
perfectly.
everything's fine.
And
Which
you
is
guys
why
are only 5
Arai's
feet
eating
away.
popcorn.
But
listening
Smegwick,
to
you
the
should
trauma.
still be able to hear me perfectly because I still have a hand on you.
I've been rolling,
I only let go of
really
cuts.
well, so I just want to show this. 14 and a 17.
Not bad.
Nice.
All right.
While he's
So-
doing that, I need a concentration check from Reggie.
Okay.
So just FYI, so I'm not proficient in it, so that only gives me a 16.
16. Okay. So
Okay, Jody, what kind of check did you want me to do?
just a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Okay.
Yeah, I call it a concentration check because that's what it is, but
That's
It's
what
just
it
a con
was.
save.
3 point. That's what it was.
Well,
17.
It's still a concentration check. It's the same roll you roll if you're concentrating on a spell.
Yeah.
So you're fine. So as you create your minor illusion, what are you attempting to create again?
Just like tiny little sparks, fireworks,
Julie sparks.
like miniature fireworks in his hand. That's
Okay.
all. Something simple.
You launch a giant firework about 10 feet above you, and it kind of bursts in this very large star pattern. Unfortunately, minor illusion can only do visual or audio, so there's no sound to it.
Oh,
But it's this very big kind of explosion. You can see all these cool dancing lights and everything, the thing like that. Looks amazing. And I'll say with this, even with this 16, you would have noticed whatever it is. You were wondering if he noticed, Reggie.
Yes. Now, typically, for those who in the know, whenever Reggie has spoken, he sounds like the character Loveless from Wild Wild West. For everyone else, for the first time ever, Reggie's been kind of talking like this now. He doesn't have a dialect anymore. His voice sounds a little bit younger and it's a little bit more nasally.
Well, I noticed that too, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
you-
definitely notice that. Everyone
Everyone
kind of
noticed.
notices that.
Aoi and Arai don't need a perception check to figure out if they saw it or not. They just
because they hear me clear enough already.
I would not have because you weren't touching me.
Okay. So, yeah, what do you guys want to do? I will say, Arai, if you're still kind of checking when the, actually no, cantrip wouldn't do anything. Never mind.
Okay.
Well then, I think
Besides
it's
wanting
safe.
to get in on this very lovey, touchy moment, because it looked like, and Arai's mainly focusing on Smegwick because they he's not seen him not upset or like on edge, really. Especially when Arai is in a fairly close proximity to him. So, um, like, and this is kind of something alarming. The fact that he didn't respond to like Aui's attempt to get him to look up, or he just like
Yeah, you guys watched him look up and then just look away like nothing
yeah,
mattered.
and then start to talk about his trauma.
Yeah.
So obviously nothing mattered. All right.
I mean, you don't have the feet, but if you wanted to yell sharpshooter and try to lasso one of them,
Just grab us with your pokey stick and push us out the light.
Wait. So I'm just trying. Are you trying to get us to come back?
Yes.
I'm trying to
Get our attention for the thing above us.
Well, we
Yes.
looked up. We didn't notice anything.
I know, but
Yeah.
Arai has
that's
realized that something is
Yeah.
because you
Owie.
didn't respond.
Yeah, Aui's realizing that something's up too.
So yeah, essentially, Arai wants to get you guys out of there.
Okay. Well, I mean, we don't have a problem with you or anything. We're not charmed. Are
Yeah,
you
but
doing that? Like,
Yeah, but you did.
you guys at this particular point, you've almost forgotten that Arai
They're
and
there.
Aoi exist because you
Oh,
are
no.
you guys are very invested in this conversation that you two are having. And this has become the most important conversation in the world. It's gotten to the point where
my
because
God.
neither of you are really interacting with
Anybody
Crexney,
else.
you're almost forgetting that Crexney is there. You are having a very kind of platonically intimate conversation with another person. You know, you
So
guys
I'm
are
invisible?
connecting.
Yeah, platonic. This is how Yellow Effects get started.
So I'm
I
gonna
hate
walk
you,
towards.
Kaiba,
Get her
and
out,
I
get her out, get her out,
despise
get
you,
her
I'm walking
Wheeler.
towards
They
the
must be in
dragon.
love.
Y'all forgot about me. I'm going to the dragon.
Arai just says no.
Probably gonna take her a day to get to the dragon.
Doesn't matter. La 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 la.
I can see Crexy kind of like doing the skip floating walk towards the dragon.
Somehow you don't know where, but she suddenly has a basket with flowers in it that she's just kind of.
Does not affect flowers.
Arai's
Oh
going
man,
full
dude,
Tess at
where'd
this
she get
point.
those flowers?
They're so pretty. They're by the dragon. Follow me. Oh. Well, if you guys aren't gonna do anything to get me out of it, I'm going.
Aoi,
Do we
need to
want to?
Aoi, we need to
Sure
get
Again,
out.
anymore.
you
Aoi,
two are
we need to get
very
them out.
much
Oh, God,
invested in
God.
this conversation, and
Yeah.
you've forgotten that anyone else exists.
I think effectively, if Smegwick and Reggie are out of the scene right now until we can come up
Yeah.
with shenanigans. So.
That is true, yeah.
Oh,
So
Lord.
I'll say that again, with how strong the compulsion has been for Crexney to go there, you suddenly all of the reasons why you weren't doing it have kind of started to melt away.
And now you're doing it with me.
And so now you really have no reason to not start walking. Now again, we're still talking about a half mile easily before you get to it. So at a decent pace, it's still going to take you 5-10 minutes to get there. But you watch. There's no rush in her steps or anything. You just see as you watch your two friends become, as they kind of get lost at each other. You you just go, I have no reason why I shouldn't, and you just very casually start walking towards the dragon.
We're frolicking through the dungeon.
I know.
Is I should ask, is Ogun with you, or did you have him wait
Yeah.
outside? Okay.
Ogons should be with me.
So Ogun kind of gets the zoomies for a bit and kind of is like running around you, and like it'll come up and like it'll come up and like bat your hand to get you to pet it, and then kind of runs away and he runs back, and the longer he's in there, the less kind of zoomy he is, but he's still very kind of affectionate, and he keeps going around and like going between your legs.
So
to, like, form
I'm definitely
figure eights and that.
procrastinating getting there because I'm petting this beautiful thing of mine.
Oh.
Then he'll roll around on his back and then get
Are you
back
still
up.
focusing on your spell?
I assumed he stopped because you can't have a conversation while you're conducting a ritual.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So have they stopped looking? The zig zig zigs.
They've gone back to business as usual.
Okay.
You guys don't know that, but Arai and Aoi do.
Gotcha.
Oh god.
Arai's gonna see Crexy moving away and just yell her name.
Okay. Crexy, roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh. +4. Oh. That is 16 and 12.
Okay. So with a 12, you can hear someone's calling your name. It doesn't really matter. So Arai,
Doesn't really matter.
you see kind of like a gesture of like, yeah, go away from Crexy. So you think she heard you, but she doesn't seem to care that you're calling to her.
Aoi, I can pull you out. You want to go grab her?
Yeah, I'll grab her.
Ties the rope around Aoi.
Okay.
Throws her in.
So Aoi, as soon as you get in, again,
That
you
occurred to
feel
me. That occurred to me way too late that we should have done that.
as soon as you go in, you feel kind of the same
Not to me, but
feelings as, as I've been describing. Everyone, armor feels lighter. You start breathing deeper, but you have a very specific goal, and it takes you, I don't know, 10 seconds, 12 seconds to get over to her. And as soon as you put your hand on her, Crexy, as soon as you feel a hand on you, you instantly see Aoi, and her eyes are bigger than you remember, and there's little sparkles around them. She looks adorable.
Oh no.
Oh, you're so cute. And then I'm gonna grab his face.
Aoi, you are currently being squidged.
This
don't know
isn't light,
how.
it's meth.
I pull on the rope if I'm not distracted.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time before it gets too bad. And
Okay. Arai's gonna start tugging, like slowly tugging them back.
yeah, and again,
I'm
not
gonna
very
grab
difficult.
Ogon to like save me, but so now you're taking all of us with you.
Okay.
So it takes, probably like 5 minutes to get them back out, because you're not doing it like, like, you're just like, come on.
Yep.
And after you guys come out, the first thing, Aoi, you don't notice a massive difference. You're back to where you were before. Everything feels normal. But Crexy, as you come out, everything seems heavier instantly. You
I
feel
hate it here.
down. Like you feel like you instantly just feel down. And you're a little bit
The worst day
angry, and like there's a slight pain behind your eyes, and you're like, you really want to go back.
I just want to touch the dragon.
So Smegwick and Reggie come out of the light, and Reggie. Yeah,
Well, you guys have no reason to come out of the light yet.
Oh, I thought they were
because
pulling out. I thought they were pulling everybody.
No.
out.
Aoi
not
only
yet,
went
that's-
for Crexy, so you guys are
Okay.
still stuck in there. However, you guys are having the best conversation you have
Ever.
ever had. You are connecting with another, not human being, but another person, on a real level. Like you guys are getting to know the real you.
Like all I wanted was magic, and all I wanted was actual magic. But my dad forced his dreams on me, and it was like your dreams are stupid. And
I don't want
I just
saying
wanted
my
to.
dreams aren't fucking valid, and I'm just like, well, screw you. I'm gonna join the Marines, and then the Marines screwed me over, and it's like,
I just wanted to be accepted by my mom, because she always would have to go off for months-long trips because apparently she's some kind of famous assassin. I mean, who cares about that?
Depressing thing ever.
your mom's an assassin. That's so
Arai passes the
cool.
I
popcorn.
mean, no, it's not. I don't see her for I never saw her for months. I got raised by a nanny. I don't even know my father. You're lucky
had a
that
nanny?
you know
That's so
yours.
cool. You had a nanny? That's cool.
No, it's not. I was.
Arai puts popcorn in Crexy.
Aoi is mentally taking this all in.
You know, I fucking hate beets. I fucking hate them because my family runs a beet farm, and my dad has dreams of running beet line and shit, and that's what he's trying to force on me. But I'll tell you something. I really miss my mom's beet muffins. Beets are like
I want
beet-
some too.
beets are a substitute for chocolate with muffins, and that's the one thing I've really fucking missed. I'm really hungry.
You guys
Oh,
can
man, dude,
you can't
dude,
smell it, but you can see the popcorn 10 feet away from you.
Like O'Brien just eating it.
dude.
O'Brien hears that and he's gonna hold out the popcorn.
Oh.
You are
Way
hungry,
back away.
like you. Or no, actually, no. In this particular thing, as
not-
much as you
you're not
think you
hungry.
should be hungry, like you're thinking about the muffin and you want the flavor of it, you realize you're not hungry at all. To the idea that you actively don't want to eat anything.
You guys.
You got it was
When I
such
was
a good
alive,
story, and I almost forgot how the damn light works. But yeah, no, you sit there and even seeing food out there, you're like, I really don't want to eat right now. There's no reason for me to eat.
Alright.
This is weird.
Got some things for you to know. When we're in the light, I just want to touch the dragon more than I did here. And I feel good, and I'm not hungry, and I'm not mean, and I'm not angry. So do you know what that means?
You're mean and
Neither's-
angry.
Neither's the dragon. So you should go
I
touch it.
Daddy. Look at them.
I
So
love
we should-
how attached you are to this beholder dragon.
Yeah.
It's just inevitable.
Jody, I have for context. I know you described it. Do you have a picture that we can see of this
I
fucking
don't
thing?
have a picture. It's something I made up. It doesn't exist in D&D. It's something I made up.
I've looked up Beholder Dragon before.
I saw somebody
What?
made a
Oh, it's
like
up years ago.
a homebrew like version of it,
Mhm.
but it's never actually existed in D&D because beholders and dragons
I
are
know.
bad enough on their own. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can, because it's
Okay.
not the one picture I found of it is not how I want it to look because it just looks bad.
There's tons of them online.
Yeah, here, let me I will share.
Because you described it as like a dragon with like a bunch of like
Yeah,
bumps
here.
all over it with like a head of a beholder.
Here is a
What?
deviant art that you
Excuse
guys can.
Oh, I think I
look
saw
at.
that one. Yeah, it looks like it kind of reminds me
Kind
of the
of looks
Jabberwock.
like that. Yeah, it
Kinda
has
looks
it has strong Jabberwocky vibes. The version that I have is not quite like this, but it's remarkably similar to
Okay.
this. So that's kind of what it looks like, but it's asleep right now.
It's so cool.
Where did you post that?
In the
Roll 20.
Roll 20 channel.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm
we
taking
can
one
look
home.
at
Yeah.
things.
That's what
Oh
I thought
dear
it was, yeah.
lord.
Definitely taking one home.
No, Miss Ryugu, you
Normally,
are
I would
not.
love to show it to the
Copyright.
audience, but I don't actually know who owns that.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna. That is my reference that I thought of.
No,
It's a
we are
beautiful
not.
dragon.
We are not turning
with
this
talons
into another episode
and
of
lots of eyeballs.
Igarashi.
So,
So,
unfortunately,
I'm just
though,
letting you know.
Oh.
Nope, we gotta go.
Well,
So you're
I
gonna
was-
be here forever.
yeah. Well, as the two boys are sharing their innermost feelings, and the rest of you are realizing exactly how strange this beam is. Unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for tonight. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrainerJody. It's also where my new in-depth review of the Cobra Codex source book for the G.I. Joe RPG role-playing game. Wow. There's words, and then there's more words. And they keep
Yes.
wording, and so yeah.
I feel that.
But because I have a few people watching, I'm going to try and
Raid.
raid someone. I just need to see who is streaming right now. Cool. We're gonna raid a dude that I just met because he's a cool dude. Named Schultzwolf. And yeah, otherwise, it's gonna be all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye bye. And now I have to hit the raid command. Let's see if I did it right.
There we go. Bye.
All right, so bye everybody. And as soon as it lets me raid, I will.
Hit the button.
And eventually we will stop.